Are You Immortal? It's the exclusive group. It shares the name, The Mortals. Members only. You should get you a jacket. Well, you should get some exclusive merch because each and every week we're giving that away to Mortals only. We're also giving you Mortals first access to songs before anyone else hears them. Sometimes, in fact, before anyone would ever hear them. That would mean unreleased. And also behind the scenes videos and photos and conversations and discussions and text message. It's all there at the Mortals. You can check it out in the show notes. I would appreciate you joining me there. You can find me there over being anywhere else, meaning I'm there more than I'm anywhere else. And I'm glad that you're here. Join the Mortals. Help me continue to build this incredible community, because if we don't have community, what do we have? And this is the Mortals. And I also have a new single out. Yes, it's A Minute More. Do you believe in love? Cher asked, do you believe in life after love? I believe that love is a beautiful, a splendid thing. I believe you're worth it. And sometimes we lower our standards because we lower them to what we feel we deserve. And I tell you, on contrary, you deserve the best. And so does the person that you love. And maybe you haven't met them yet. That's what the song's about. It's this idea that you deserve a lot. And you also are required to contribute just as much. Never stop seeking, and never stop loving. It's real. It exists. A Minute More. It's out. I know that's mushy as hell. I would love it and be honored if you were to stream it, share it with a friend. You should actually share it with somebody that you like. And then you have to invite me to the wedding. That would be epic. I want to be the guy like the Killers were with me. I want to be the guy that you all say, I found him. I knew him when things really just go bananas. And they are, because of you. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for following me everywhere. This is The Mortals. This is the show, which has always been about pulling back the curtain and taking down walls brick by brick and exposing the hearts of those caring for those you love most. Thank you for supporting A Minute More. And if you haven't heard it yet, you need to stream it wherever it is you stream, just like wherever it is you hear this podcast. Stop the podcast, go to your streaming platform, listen to A Minute More, and then send it to someone. Maybe, just maybe, you could set the song as your Hinge profile could quote it. I mean, Hinge is a home run, my friends. What a week. Did you know? You probably do know this. Well, groceries are absurdly expensive, yes. But I know it's voting week and it's been pretty wild west. So I won't go too much into politics, but I know it's a crazy week. So good luck to you wherever it is you're living. And if you're in one of those swing states, I tip my hat to you and best of luck. Just bob and weave, baby. Bob and weave. Grocery store. That's what I was originally talking about. It's super expensive, yeah, but you can't just go to like Publix and get everything you need. You can't go to Whole Foods. You can get everything you need. Or what we have is called Kroger. You might have Harris Teeter, or you might have a Food Line, whatever you have. You can't go to you have to go to like 6 different places. That might sound extreme. My point is, if you need a special formula, you may not get it at a certain place and you got to go somewhere else. We did that on a Sunday and it was nuts. I mean, people don't know how to merge. That's what I learned. I also learned that people get really, really, really mad when they're driving, like at people, right? They direct it to a person in particular, not somebody who's pulled out in front of someone, but something that they literally have no control over. There's a wreck, like 7 cars in front, fender bender, no one's hurt. In this particular lane, they cannot move. Therefore, this person couldn't go straight at an intersection. It only lasted like an extra minute. So they were at the stoplights and they were interchanging. So no one would be able to move. It was totally fine. Well, all hell had broken loose with somebody. I just tell you, be patient. It's a virtue, my friends. It is a virtue. We also had daylight savings time. I could not think of the word. It was literally absurd. I was about to just be like, okay, stop. Yeah, daylight savings time. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed it. You get that extra hour. Of course, you get up still an hour earlier than the time says, and you get a lot done. You know you're getting old when you get excited about landscapes, like landscape Bing, and you get all new green giants, and you watch them plant it, and you're like, hell yeah. And you go out all the time and you watch them plant trees. The kid me would have made so much fun of the adult. I mean, do you get my drift? Do you agree with me? No, yeah? Well, again, it's been a pretty awesome weekend. I'm excited about the Green Giants. We got voting coming up. We've got daylight savings time. We've got the fact that you can't go to just one grocery anymore. It's crazy out there, people. Be careful. But we also have, because it is the mortals, we do have your 3 random facts. And they are brought to you by, of course, Descript. You planning on starting a podcast? I certainly hope so, because if you have a product, or if you're a brand, or if you're a business of any kind, you need to have that. People love showing up and listening to what you have to say, especially if they're going to possibly engage with or purchase or be a part of what it is you're selling. And you can't say that you don't have knowledge on it. Descript is a web-based platform. It is a place where you can sound and look incredibly great. You don't have to have incredible microphones. You don't have to have state-of-the-art cameras or any type of editing skill whatsoever with Descript. There's tons of AI features, like, for instance, AI eye contact, where maybe you don't feel comfortable speaking off cuff and you have to write what you're going to say. You can actually use an AI eye contact feature where you can read from a teleprompter or script off camera, and then with this feature, be looking at the camera. I'm not making that up. I don't really have a clue how it works, and that's the great thing about Descript. You don't either. With studio sound features, you can edit for clarity. You can edit with your transcript. It's all there available to you. Click in the link in the show notes and let them know that the Mortals and Nathan Morris sent you Descript. Thank you very much. Okay. Millennial women. That's what we're talking about, really. These are the 3 random facts. It's pretty intriguing and interesting. This is millennial women. They are driving the wellness industry. Women aged 24 to 37 are often categorized as millennials and are major contributors to the growth of the wellness industry. This demographic prioritizes mental health, took my Invisalign out. There we go. Self-care, fitness, and holistic well-being more than the previous generations. You can see that because there was like a side-by-side recently where 30-somethings now and 30-somethings in the 80s, and it's absurd. 30-somethings in the 80s looked like they were 60. No offense to any of those lovely ladies who are listening. I insert my foot in my mouth, but it's okay. They're more likely to spend on fitness apps, healthy eating, mindfulness practices, and wellness retreats. This shift has led to a surge in wellness-focused products and services tailored specifically to their needs and preferences. Random fact number 2, are you ready for it? Social media influences health decisions. Of course, it does. Women in this age range are highly influenced by social media when it comes to making health and wellness decisions. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, they serve as sources for fitness inspiration. I did Pinterest the other day. It was amazing. I made like this board because I had to share it with Carrie and Karina. When I say other day, it was like a month or 2 ago. I had no idea what I was doing, but I did it, and I felt like a woman planning her wedding. Pretty interesting. Okay, they share fitness inspiration, healthy recipes, and mental health tips. Influencers and peer reviews significantly impact their choices in diet, exercise routines, and even medical advice. This influence underscores the importance of reliable health information online. Social media influences health decisions for this group of women. That would be probably you. My demographic are females between the ages of 18 and 40. And the only platform, which is 77% male, is YouTube. Interestingly enough, every other one is... Okay, 5-second rule. 5-second rule. I'll just drop my Invisalign on the floor. Don't worry, I'll clean it later. All the other platforms are opposite females. So we're talking to primarily, except on YouTube, but you can follow me there still. Okay, number 3, all over artifacts. They are more likely to pursue higher education. They, meaning females. So women between this age group, 24 to 37, are statistically to pursue and complete higher education. This trend has been consistent over the past few decades, with more women earning bachelor's, master's, and even doctoral degrees. The shift contributes to changing dynamics in the workforce, with more women in leadership roles than traditionally male-dominated fields. Of course, that's what I've been talking about, the death care, funeral profession, the future is female. Naturally nurturing, non-threatening, sympathetic and empathetic, detail-oriented. It makes a lot of sense, really, because those are very much powerful characteristics to have. So this shift contributes to what I've just stated, traditionally dominated fields previously, and then it also impacts family dynamics and economic independence as higher education often correlates with better job opportunities and earnings. All right, those are your 3 random facts. You're very welcome. I guess I just typed in because most of the demographic, most of you are primarily women, and these are facts about you, brought to you by Descript. And now I'm speaking to all of you. Maybe you came for the funerals, you stayed for the music. Maybe you are here because you love the spooky paranormal, because it's this thing that we want to know the answers for, not just paranormal, but life. And we will work tirelessly to figure it out. The unknown of paranormal, that's what's so intriguing. And even in life, the things that we don't know, we sometimes make up. So keep that in mind. Also, what people think, Phil, say about you is none of your damn business. Keep your head down, work your ass off, know that you're incredible, and don't listen to the noise, because it's just that. But do listen to this. This is a spooky tale, spooky story, because what would the mortals be without a spooky story, right? Normally we've been in the Midwest, maybe Northeast. It's kind of the origins of the states, the United States, 13 original colonies. We're going to head to the West, the Northwest. In fact, we're going to head to the Pacific Northwest. Hold tight, my friends. The Whispering Pines Lodge. It was built in 1895 by railroad tycoon. I want to be called a tycoon. You don't ever call anyone nowadays a tycoon. It's always people of old. So Samuel Harrington, the tycoon, is who we're referring to now. He envisioned this lodge as this luxurious retreat for the elite in Seattle. I have family out there. It rains a lot. Nirvana. Okay. Drawing inspiration from the grand mountain lodges of the European Alps. So it's constructed from towering cedar logs and adorned with ornate carvings. The lodge boasted opulent rooms, a grand dining hall, and this sprawling ballroom. Its location was both picturesque and isolating, perched on a cliff overlooking this serene, fog-covered most of the time mountain lake. This sounds super epic and absolutely a perfect scene for someone to come out of said lake and just like, gotcha. Samuel Harrington was known for his ruthless business tactics and eccentric personality. I feel like every successful person is very eccentric. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Elon Musk. Boom. There you go. Eccentric. Me. I'm a fucking weirdo. But it's fine, right? Samuel, of course, would also have these lavish parties. And it was said that he had this particular interest in the occult. And during these said lavish parties, seances and occult rituals were common entertainment. Now, that's scurry. Bohemian Grove is a place that is widely discussed to having similar things. The lodge quickly gained a reputation not just for its luxury, but for the strange occurrences that began shortly after it had opened. So there was this massive, and we're going to call it the tragic fall of the family, the Harringtons. In the winter of 1901, tragedy struck the Harrington family. Samuel's youngest daughter, Eliza, disappeared during a blizzard. Now you're up there, and it's just all over the place as far as the terrain. Very scary and dangerous. The search party found her a week later frozen at the edge of the lake with no footprints leading to or from her body. Her death was ruled an accident, but whispers of foul play and supernatural interferences spread among the staff and the locals. Following Eliza's death, the Harrington family, they fell into this massive disarray, just grief and sadness and now illness, because Samuel's wife, Margaret, she succumbs to this mysterious illness. And then Samuel himself, he became increasingly reclusive. There's another word. It's like agoraphobic or something, where you just cannot be out in front of people. Samuel was often seen wandering the lodge, the corridors at night, muttering to himself and holding seances in the hopes of contacting his lost daughter. Grief is a terrible thing. I can't imagine a child being taken from someone and the wait. Wow. In 1905, Samuel was found dead in his study, an expression of terror frozen on his face, with no clear cause of death. After Samuel's death, the lodge became abandoned. It sat empty for decades, falling into disrepair and becoming this local legend. Tales of ghostly apparitions, eerie whispers, and sudden cold spots, they became very common. Hikers, adventurers that would explore this decaying structure, they reported hearing the sound of a child's laugh that echoed through the entire house, building, lodge, and seeing flickering lights in the ballroom itself. Could you imagine having a ballroom at your house, like just this epic grand room? I don't know if I'd want it. It sounds just like the perfect place for something to be haunted. In the 1970s, the lodge was pictured by a group of investors, was purchased, not pictured. What? Hello? In the 70s, it was purchased by investors. They were wanting to restore it to its former glory days, and they capitalized on growing interest in this historical tourism they were seeing this massive and rapid growth in. So they wanted to capitalize on it, and the restoration was completed in 1978. And the lodge reopened as this boutique hotel. And if you've ever been to a boutique hotel, they're very interesting. They're fun. 21C hotels are really cool. They're multiple, so calling it a boutique, for those of you maybe in hospitality, you'd be like, how dare you? But it has that feel is what I'm getting at. However, reports, once this hotel was open, of supernatural activity, they persisted. And some staff members, they quit after experiencing unexplained phenomena. And then if you fast forward to today, Whispering Pines Lodge, it's this very popular destination for ghost hunters and curious travelers. Guests have reported seeing a spectral figure of a young girl, believed to be Eliza, of course, wandering the corridors. Others, they have heard unexplained footsteps and whispers, and some have even claimed to have been touched or pushed by invisible hands. Spooky. The most famous room is the Harrington Suite, where Samuel spent his finest days. Final days. Maybe finest as well, but definitely his final, because guests who have stayed in this room, they've reported vivid nightmares, sudden temperature drops, and the sensation of being watched. And on rare occasions, guests have awoken to find their belongings mysteriously rearranged in the room. One of the lodge's most chilling stories, it comes from this former night manager who claimed to have seen a woman in a Victorian-era dress staring out the window of the ballroom. The damn ballroom. This is ridiculous. Don't have a ballroom in your house. Just don't do it. Don't call any of your house rooms in your house, a ballroom. Don't do it. You're going to have instant ghosts. When he approached her, she vanished into thin air. The next morning, the staff found the ballroom filled with wilting lilies, Eliza's favorite flower, with no explanation for their sudden appearance. Now, how would you, if there's any of you who are listening to this and are like, I don't believe in it for a second. Now, it is possible for someone to have snuck in and just thrown wilting lilies everywhere. I guess, but I would presume that this hotel, boutique hotel or not, would have cameras. And you'd be able to see that, hey, Drew's over here ripped from the night out, and he's, drunkenly, she loves me, not throwing flowers. I'm not mocking anyone who doesn't believe. There's a lot of things that happen that are unexplainable, which is the reason I find it so intriguing. There are tons of other stories. I could keep going, but this place is a place where history and the supernatural are still very much intertwined. It's hauntingly beautiful and very eerie, still this reputation. They continue to draw visitors because of that. These visitors are both seeking luxury and they want to have an experience with the unknown. Whether you believe or not, the lodge itself, its history, the dark history, and the stories of those who have encountered its restless spirits are enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. And that, my friends, is your ghostly story. It's the hauntings of Whispering Pines Lodge. I mean, it's spooky because that is such sounds like a summer camp. Let's go to Whispering Pines Lodge, guys. I can't wait. I'm going to get the top bunk. I'm glad that you all have shown up like you have. The Mortals has been a number of things. This podcast itself has. Since 2018, we've been showing up. And we are at episode 211. And a lot's happened since then, like all these songs and songs that you've shown up for and you've streamed and you've shared. And I want to really take a moment and let you know that you becoming a mortal, clicking the link and becoming a mortal, and consider joining a paid tier. You get exclusive access, free giveaways. Well, everyone gets an opportunity to win, but the more chances come to those on the paid versions. And we are going to be increasing those opportunities not only to win free merch each and every week, because I want to give back too, right? How can I expect you to show up and say, hey, come and support me if I'm not investing myself? So we're going to be giving more perks, better perks, greater perks. We're going to be creating and refining this group. I want it to be worth your while, but I want to also say that I would love for you to consider joining on a paid tier for not only exclusive content, but knowing that you are supporting me in my efforts and my works and my ability to continue to show up and create this podcast and content and giveaways. I mean, there's so much, and support me as an independent artist by streaming and maybe buying some of the brand new merch and swag. When you are Immortal, you do get exclusive discounts only available to them, but also buying merch in and of itself. This is like you're sitting at church right now and they're doing all of the homilies messages on tithing. I'm Pastor Ted, and we are here because we're going to pass the donation bucket around. No, but really, I appreciate it. And I appreciate your consideration. We are in tough times, and maybe right now you can't. I get it. But I just want to say thank you. And there are opportunities to do so and help however you can. And there are free ways to help. And you know what that is? That's sharing the content, the music, because virality doesn't happen on a fluke. It happens because people like you show up and say, hey, I believe in this guy, and share it. So thanks for screaming. Thanks for listening to me preach. Please pass the collection buckets to the person in front of you, and we'll get those up on the stage. You know your church does that. There's always that. Tithing Tuesday. Oh, Lord, drop it like it's hot Wednesday. This is the Mortals. This is a shit show that will continue to be for as long as I keep showing up, and I promise I will do my best to always for you. Thanks for being you. I assure you, you are loved far more than you could ever know. You know, I'm glad that you could find such substantial content. I'll see you at the next one. Substantive. Okay, I'm done.